everybody, and how are you today? Welcome back to our lesson so far. So in the last lesson, we've been talking about animal food chains. And each animal in the food chain needs to have a place to live. And the scientific word for home is the name of today's topic. Can you guess it? Well, the name of today's scientific topic is called, habitat. Habitat is the scientific word for home. So now, as I always told you, we're going to start with our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 vocabulary. So each lesson is a different number of vocabularies. In the last lesson, we had 8. But now, let's go through these 7 interesting places to live and the traits of the places. These are the traits of the places. This is a part of an animal's body, a mammal's body, and these are the 2 habitats, and this is our scientific word for home. So first, let's start with tundra. 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 Say it with me. Tundra. So, what is tundra? Tundra is a really cold place. Even the sun only comes out a bit. Here, I'll draw a picture of the tundra. This is where the sun is. And these are the snow clouds ready to fall down. So that's why I'm saying to you that the tundra is a very cold place. But besides the word cold, in the summer it gets a little bit warm, and only a few trees grow, but not so much. In the summer, animals such as moose and wild bison and forest cows migrate from one forest. This is the tundra's forest. So this is the tundra's forest. And they migrate from this forest, and then they migrate all the way down to Asia, because Asia is sticking to the North Pole. And North Pole animals such as moose and reindeer live there. So this is where Asia is. I'm just drawing a doodle of Asia. There. So they'll just get to Russia, hang out there for a while, and then go back, but in a different direction. because they can't see their footprints and go in the same way like this. So this is the way they came, and this is the way they came back. So you see, they came from here to here is road A, and they came from here to here is road B. So that's what migrating is. So let me erase. So that's tundra. So tundra is basically the North Pole, the South Pole, or a very cold place such as Antarctica, or even the place where Santa lives. If you have a trip to the North Pole, you might see Santa Claus's secret base. Okay, so now that's the word tundra. Now let's move on with woodland. Say it with me. Woodland. Woodland. Okay, so do you know what is a woodland? Well, a woodland, just say it by the name. A woodland is a place with lots of trees. 1 tree, 2 trees. There it can harbor on trees sticking together. There it has a lot of trees. Even trees that are super tall. And sometimes there are even mountains in some places. Mount Everest. Okay, like when you get out of the Chinese forest, you get to Mount Everest. But that's just a, story. Tallest mountain in the world. Or I say on Earth. Because if you say world, it means in the solar system as well. So let's erase this duty line. Okay. So now that's a woodland. And to be unspecific, a woodland is just a place where loads of trees grow. So let me write again the word habitat. Let me write it again. Because habitat I have a lot to describe. So I'll write habitat up here. Okay, so the first habitat we described about is the tundra. A tundra is a very cold place. Okay, very cold place. Then we described about, a woodland. A woodland is lots of trees. So now let's describe one more. Desert. A desert is a place where it's really hot. The sun is beating up the power of the rain, like this. So it's beating up the power of the rain. Okay, so that's what a desert is. Finally, I am going to be talking about the ocean. And the ocean, animals such as krill. This is a real life picture of krill. This is how krill really looks like. It kind of looks like an underwater beetle. Krill, plankton. Plankton is a little hard to draw. Okay, so this is plankton. A close-up of plankton, but actually krill eats plankton. And then the krill is eaten by fish. But a fish, also eats animals, also eats other animals. A shark is a type of fish, and it's the megamouth shark. Be careful. Megamouth means a mouth with a chainsaw. Like, this is its mouth. And instead of its tongue, it has a chainsaw at the tongue. Zzz, and cuts through everything. Zzz, making a hole for it to go through. Zzz, 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 zzz. And then just going super fast because of the chainsaw. But that doesn't move inside its body because it is not a machine. The Mega Mouse shark, actually, the teeth that are in the chainsaw shape are actually little tiny jellyfish stingers. Because sometimes they stick to jellyfish. So those are the four habitats: desert, tundra, woodland, and ocean. Okay, so let me erase all of it and talk about the ocean now. Now we're going to talk about salt water. So salt water, water that is salty. So this is the salt that's like covering the fish. Okay, this is the fish. And it needs to go through a path that avoids the salt and get out, avoid the rocks, jump up from the water, and back down here. Okay, so now as you can see, salt is everywhere. This isn't the water, but this is the ocean floor. Since I said salt water, the water should be up here. This is a very deep ocean. It's deep, deep, deep down. People only usually swim at this point. They only swim at this place, but deep down under, zero fish. Okay, so salt water is of or found in water that contains salt. Then you erase this and we'll talk about fresh water. Fresh water. Wait a sec. Fresh water means of or found in water that does not contain salt. The lake floor, and it's kind of shallow, so even people can walk there. Running. Zip. If the longer the line is, means the faster the human is running. So if I want it to be super long, I can add it to the top tip of the board. That's it. So this is how the action figure works. As you could see, like that. Like this. But sometimes action figures and the part with the making are different. The legs can even go like this. And then like this. And then like this. And then like this. And then like this. then like this. So it kind of jumps instead of runs. Anyhow, fresh water is really shallow. And freshwater plants and fish or animals live in there. Finally, I am going to be talking about coat. Have you ever worn a coat before? Have you ever worn a coat before like this? This is kind of like a Minecraft coat. Kind of like a zebra striped coat. They're lined with skin too. Tail lines on the skin of the legs. And super easy unmatching boots. So one boot is like this. And one boot is like that. Like a magical boot and an unmagical boot. So you should choose the unmagical, or else you'll be like this. Ooh, whoop, whoop. If your two legs are magical, then you could set in the air. Not only one, you can only do like this. So these two don't match. As you can see. So that's a coat. But a coat is the fur covering an animal's body. So that's not it. Did I get it wrong or did you get it wrong? You got it wrong. I got it correctly. So now that is the end of our vocabulary. So now our vocabulary ends here. And now, do you know what you will get after working hard in the vocabulary? Well, you will get 5 seconds to drink your water. Do you have your bottle of water there? Are you ready to count down from 5? Are you ready? So let's start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So now we're back for the vocabulary questions. First of all, I'll ask you something. I'll get out true or false questions. Land that is wet is called moist land. True or false? True or false? Well, the land that is wet is called moist land. It's true. It is hot and sunny in the tundra. True or false? false. Final question. So this is an outvoted question. No one can answer it. Or maybe you can, because you learned a lot of things from me. Blah 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 is blah 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 for salt. Blah 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 blah. So do you know how to answer this question? Salt water is a habitat for saltwater animals. C is an outvoted question. Finally, I'll draw the animal and you will guess which habitat it will live in. What habitat does the Tanaboa live in? Wait a sec. Well, does it live in water or does it live in land? Well, you know, Titanoboas are snakes, but they are special snakes. They live in water that is above land level. Means both answers are correct. I think the Titanoboa was a little bit hard to erase. So that's one animal in the habitat that lives in both habitats. Now I'll ask you another animal that only lives in one habitat. Do you know what is that animal? Well, you'll see. Not really good at drawing it, but I'll just make it like this. Like that. There, it kind of looks like this. We just don't know how to draw. Like that. Okay, so what is this animal? It could jump, and it lives in the place I drawn and the place I am drawing it out. So where does it live? Well, it lives in water, fresh water, and it lives on land. See, that's another animal that lives in water and lives on land. Let me erase it. Now, let's get to the reading. You do not open your books, but you get 3 seconds to prepare. If you don't have enough time, all you all know, pause the video and then get your book, remember all of this, and read it in your mind with me. Do not open your book. Understand? If you don't have enough time, then do not open your book, but you will pause the video. Okay, 3 seconds starts. 3, 2, 1. Bree, 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 bree. Okay, so now, if you don't have enough time, like I said again, please pause the video. And you see a part like this. Then press it right smack in the middle. Smack. And then the video will be paused. And if it's like this, it means it's not paused. So, let's start. A tundra is a very cold place where not many plants and animals live. Only a few plants live there. They do not grow very tall, and as you know, they grow close together. It is only very warm in the summer. Next habitat we're going to be talking about is a woodland. What is a woodland? A woodland is a place where there's lots of trees. Like in the last video, we've talked about producers and consumers. Most producers and consumers live in the woodland. Next, we're going to talk about a place that is opposite to woodland. This place that is opposite to a woodland is a place called a desert. A desert doesn't have moist soil like in the woodland, but the desert has soft, sandy soil. You can't even play catch there because you'll just sink right in the sand. Anyhow, let's continue. Finally, we're going to talk about the biggest habitat. The biggest habitat on Earth is the ocean. The ocean has loads of places, loads of things to do. For example, saltwater animals and plants live in the ocean. The ocean is also home to krill, sharks, plankton, and fish. Now we are going to be talking about freshwater habitat, such as rivers, lakes, or ponds. These 3 main habitats, and even streams, 4 main habitats, are really close together. Animals such as carp, salmon, frogs, and water beetles live there. Now, you might never heard of carp, but carp is an animal that is like this. It kind of looks like a fish worm, but it is not. It is that this, what I've done, is going to trick you. This is not carp. This is on the electric eel, but it just put in the tail of a carp to just joke. But anyway, a carp is an animal with a orange and white body and lives in freshwater. Most fish live in salt water, but this type of fish is a really special and beautiful type of fish, lives in fresh water. So it is the end of the speaking part. Did you all read to me in your mind? If you didn't, then you might need to review it again. Just take it back for a few minutes and then read it again with me. So now let's get to the speaking question. Question number 1. Question number 1. What is a carp? Tell me the traits of a carp. I'll give you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'll tell you all the traits of a carp. Trait of the carp number 1. Trait number 1 is, it has a white and orange body. Fact number 2, it is a very beautiful fish. Fact number 3, it lives in fresh water. And fact number 4, even though it is very beautiful, it swims really slowly. Like that, but a turtle can swim like this. That's how a turtle swims. And if you learn to swim, you might know how to do some tricks of freshwater and saltwater animals as well. So those are just a few questions. Now I will get you to your summary and the things you need to do. In the next lesson, prepare for the next lesson. Focus on the vocabulary and make sure to find some vocabulary, some words that you do not know in the readings. And in the readings, if you don't know those words, then tell me in the comments. I'll always read your comments. And remember, if you watched this video today, then give me a comment. I'll share my reply with you, and then you could see real loud. Okay, so before I say goodbye, you need to do 3 jobs for me. Job number 1 is hit the subscribe button. Job number 2 is smash the like button. And fact number 3 is click the notification bell. And job number 4, write a comment. Job number 5, tell me what is going on with those words in your mind. Why don't you know them? And give me a link to the comments below to see if you want me to say it more specifically or more unspecifically. So I want to say it all specifically so you could all understand. So if you want it to be more specific, tell me and I'll leave you a comment below in Messenger so you could have a great time. Make sure if you want to see my videos, go into the Tommy Chung link. And you will see all my amazing videos, plus subscribing will help you find them much easier. So it is the end of today's lesson, and hope you have a great night. Enjoy your sleep at 9 o'clock. So see you next time for the next lesson about a secret topic. We're gonna go to Earth Science. So bye and see you next time with Lesson 6 about Earth Science.